Hey cinema fans, this is Cinema Spree. We're about to do 90s rewatch and we got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, I was born in 97, but I gotta tell you, man, like this movie, the second one and the third one, the 90s animated series from X-Men to Spider-Man, like stuff like this from VHS to DVD, going to Blockbuster, watching these films, going to my grandmother's, watching these, like, classic films from the 90s. When I was like, okay, I'm about to do 90s rewatch, I was like, what's the first movie that comes to mind? This was the first movie I was like, yes, I have to do this. You know, yes, it definitely tells the test of times when you see this film, but you know, a lot of the action and the storytelling, it still holds up to this day. It's like a modern storytelling Turtles film. Kind of wish they kind of went back to roots like this for the future Turtle films. I think Seth Rogen has one he's working on right now, but we'll see. And I gotta tell you, April O'Neil in this film, I know that they changed actresses, like I think for the first and second one. I don't know if the third one was changed too. But the outfits, that like the whole prop set. There were so many props in this film between the Turtles and Master Splinter, even Shredder. Kind of a lot of my nickname Ryan Shred is based off him. But yeah, it's just a nice old story of good and bad, good versus evil. Here, basically, it's a coming of age story for the Turtles, and you know, even some of the ninjas from the Foot Clan. You know, the kid, I can't remember the actor's name that played the white kid that what starts out as part of the Foot, as you know, a typical punk kid from New York streets, but turns out doing the right thing by helping Master Splinter get out of that fence. He's chained up the Shredder's compound, and helps him get out of there, and helps the Turtles defeat Shredder and the Foot. Say what you want, I know some of the action and definitely some of the acting is campy. Even the acting does hold up some of it to this day, but even the story, when when the Turtles, April and Casey, go out to April's old childhood home, and they hide out there after basically getting their asses handed to them, and at April's apartment and in that shop below her apartment. And the whole point of them, getting around a circle, kind of supernatural, kind of connecting to Splinter through the Turtle Force or something. I don't know. There's a lot of Star Wars elements put into that. I know it's based off the comics as well, because it came from the comics, and it was actually kind of R-rated, kind of like Sin City-esque type style comic before it became cartoonish. Stick around for part 2. Hey cinema fans, welcome back to Cinema Spree. This is 90s Rewatch Part 2. Now, my personal favorite is the second one, but the first one always holds dear to my heart. It's like up there with the A New Hope, to this film, to Jurassic Park. Just so many films. The '89 Batman, like that. These are my childhood classic '90s films for sure. Or 89's Batman, but still, even you know what I mean. Funny story, I actually, after the pandemic, after 2020, it was around March of 2021 when the theater started to open back up again, and we're still kind of wearing COVID. The only two films they had coming out around that time were Mortal Kombat and Godzilla versus King Kong, or Godzilla versus Kong. But see, Cinemark, or the theater that in my city, Richmond, they had a thing going where they were kind of showing old films, putting onto the big screen. And I was like, well, I haven't been to theaters for over a year, and I kind of missed it. Well, besides seeing Tenet during the pandemic, which I kind of regretted because it's not so much of a good film. But I gotta tell you, man, I went with my stepbrother and my stepdad, and we went to go see it in March during the pandemic. And there was no one else in the film, the whole theater. But we went there to... man, I gotta tell you, I've never seen an old classic film like that on the big screen, so it's kind of cool to see it on the big screen, because I would never gotten to see it on the big screen, because it's very rare they show this kind of film at the theaters, unless you have one of those mom and pop kind of theaters. But to see this on the big screen, like, it was literally nostalgia on overdrive, like override, whatever. I literally had a nostalgia-gasm nostalgic-asm just watching this film. Like, you know, not to be weird, but like seriously, like it really just, it was just awesome hearing the music was the score. Oh, the score. Forget the score, and it's not even on Apple Music. I look it up on YouTube. They actually have a playlist on YouTube of the score. I think they actually do have it on Apple Music, but man, it's very hard to find. And when you do, man, you love the one piece where the scene where the turtles are trying to reach out to Master Splinter because he's captured by Shredder, and they're reaching out to Master Splinter for guidance, and you know, because to bring them back together. And like that musical score, that piece is so beautiful. It's like very 90s, but very beautiful. Actually, honestly, one of these days, if I do theme of the week or the album score reviews, I definitely will be doing this score for this movie. Stick around for part 3, the final part. Thank you for watching. Hey cinema fans, welcome back to Cinema Spree. We got 90s rewatch, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles part 3, final part, and yeah, I've pretty much said everything I have to say about this film. I mean, the act, okay, for the most of this film, I really like how the whole brothership, the relationship between the brothers, you know, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, and the whole brother bond, you know, having the brothers back and, you know, banding together, overcoming their own obstacles, and taking some of their strengths and powering it together to take down a big evil like Shredder. And yeah, I mean, oh dude, let's talk about the Shredder. Literally, Darth Vader meets Ninja. Like, this is literally what Darth Vader is. Like, this is what originally, like, where George Lucas got his inspiration. Now, he didn't get his inspiration from Shredder, but from because they got the helmet inspiration from like those Ninja Knight warriors back in the day, long back in history. And this is kind of like, that's why they're so similar in a way, how they're like the mask and helmet design are. But dude, this is literally Darth Vader, and he does even, I liked him in this version. The second one, he was a bit goofy, and he's goofy in the first one, but very more serious, dark tone than it was in the second one. Casey was kind of that typical 90s masculine kind of douche, but I mean, he had heart, but you know, he was just a typical heartthrob, if you will. And you know, but the real main focus was the Turtles, Master Splinter, and them really working as a team, as a unit, a power pack, a powerhouse. Roadhouse reference. It's like these guys, dude. This is, to this day, I still tear up a little bit. I don't tear up, but like, it's very emotional in this film. But it's also fun. It's relaxing. It's still a fun family film, and you know, even the suits do like really hold up. They still feel real, even though they're all props. But it just feels real. And also their love for pizza, as much as I love pizza too. And it's also in New York City. I really, dude, come on. I kind of wish they were a part of like the DC or MCU a little bit, because they're so cool, man. They're so awesome. I love the Turtles. I definitely give this film a 8.5 out of 10. So thank you for watching this 90s rewatch, the first episode 90s rewatch on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hit the like button and follow me for more. And again, thank you cinema fans for continuing to watch me do this stuff. Again, thank you for watching, cinema fans. Cowabunga, dude.